Cole Hauser is an award-winning actor who has starred in Good Will Hunting, Too Fast, Too Furious, and the current hit show Yellowstone. Beyond his impressive career, he is a proud supporter of the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. I was able to spend some time with Cole and his family to reflect on those who have sacrificed so much to defend our freedom. I know how much you care about America and our veterans, and I know the things that, but you have such a platform now.
Yeah.
And to share that with us, that we need to get the word out that we have to take care of these great heroes and their families.
You know, as I started to be more and more successful, it was like, how can I help? But when I heard of the Tunnel to Towers, and I met Brandon in Idaho and his family, I was like, wow, there's actually a charity where we know where the money's going to go.
We have 95.1% of every dollar goes to our programs.
And I think Brandon's a great spokesman for T2T and
his wife Shannon and his two
daughters,
girls.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, they're
No,
just what a family, right?
Special family, yeah.
So pretty much if you put your life on the line and something goes bad, they're there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're incredible people, man.
You saw all the stuff we put in these homes,
man,
right?
I was blown away.
And they deserve it. They've earned it. This is not, of course, we give them a mortgage-free home, but look what they gave up. They gave up their bodies. So, Cole, why should Americans give, donate, help Tunnel to Towers Foundation?
I mean, is there any better organization to help the people that has fought for this country and the freedoms that we have? It's just that simple.
It is that simple.
Let's take care of each other.
And you're going to join us on that mission. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Cole Hauser. I want you to join me in supporting our nation's heroes and their families. It's only $11 a month. Go to T2T.
Let's take a quick live look at the worsening crisis at the southern border. The flood of migrants trying to enter the U.S. through Eagle Pass, Texas. As you look live here, Border Patrol agents who would normally be home for Christmas right now are expected to be on duty to handle this flood of illegal crossers. Bill Melugin will head back there in a bit. More lawsuits are being filed in states across the country looking to kick former President Donald Trump off 2024 ballots. After this week's Colorado Supreme Court ruling, constitutional law expert Professor Jonathan Turley with this note of caution.
You have 4 justices of the Colorado Supreme Court that want to prevent millions of people from voting for what is currently the leading candidate for the presidency. But you also have people like the New York Times editor that recently said that anyone who questions this ruling is standing with Confederates. And it's that type of overheated rhetoric that we all have to be unified.
And how crowded is it going to get? Plus, the sale of an American industrial icon is hitting a roadblock, while the takeover of U.S. steel by a foreign company is now facing some potentially intense scrutiny. Coming up next.
Ability and sustainability of our steelmaking operations here in the U.S., owned by an American company, controlled by an American company.
The White House seems to agree with lawmakers and unions that are really unhappy about the sale of U.S. steel to a Japanese company. The Pittsburgh-based manufacturer is one of America's oldest companies. National Economic Advisor Lael Brainard is releasing this statement on the $14.1 billion deal, writing, "The purchase of this iconic American-owned company by a foreign entity, even one from a close ally, appears to deserve serious scrutiny in terms of its potential impact on national security and supply chain."
Bad timing. Gas prices are going up just as tens of millions of people are hitting the roads for holiday travel. And not helping matters, the unfolding crisis in the Middle East. Kelly Saberi of Fox Business is live in Chicago with the latest. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Brett. Good morning. We are on the roads here in Chicago.
Winter weather will be a challenge. It will certainly be a challenge in the next few weeks, but even during the busiest days of Thanksgiving, travel cancellations stayed below 1%. In fact, so far this year, I don't want to jinx us, but so far, 2023 has seen the lowest cancellation rate in the last 5 years.
Well, now that he said it out loud, we know that's not going to stick. That was Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg sounding pretty optimistic about holiday travel this year. He also, though, did warn that bad weather could really upend every
While lawmakers are home for the holidays, the clock is ticking on Capitol Hill. A series of deadlines on a host of critical issues will be waiting when the House and Senate return in January. Our man on Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, is there today live. Good morning, Chad.
Brett, good morning. 2023 was a terrible year for Congress to pass much of anything, and 2024 might not be much better. Lawmakers are staring at 2 potential government shutdowns when they return next year.
And I urge Speaker Johnson to understand that as we approach the January 19th deadline. Without bipartisanship, we will not get anything done.
But neither the House nor the Senate approved any spending bills between Thanksgiving and now. That's why there's worry about a crunch when Congress comes back in January.
Know why he chose not to immediately go to the next set of bills, but it does certainly complicate things.
But funding the government may be easy compared to the other big issue in the queue. Lawmakers are working over the holidays to seal an accord on border security. That's part of a major bill to send aid to Ukraine and Israel. Brett?
just over and over again, like 30 rounds.
Well, the nation's capital in crisis with violent crime spiking right here in D.C. 2 people are dead, 2 others critically injured now after a shooting that happened in broad daylight. Welcome to a brand new hour of America's Newsroom. I'm Jillian Turner. Bill and Dana have some much needed time off, well-deserved time off, I should say. Good to be with you, Brett.
Good to be with you, Jillian. I'm Brett Baer. A vehicle seen fleeing the scene was found burned out several miles away. Police say the gunman is still on the run. It is really a trend D.C. law enforcement seeing across the board. Violent crime in the district has risen nearly 40% this year alone. The city shaken by carjackings and brazen smash and grab crime. Just 2 days ago, a mob stole $250,000 worth of goods from a Chanel store downtown D.C.
Well, this unrest has voters questioning whether the Biden administration could do more for public safety. Alexandria Hoff is right here in Washington. Hey, Alex.
Hi, Jillian. Yeah, violent crime is up 39% in the district. Even members of Congress have been victimized this year, and the city at large has been shocked by how brazen criminals have become here. Earlier this week, 5 suspects made off with $250,000 worth of merchandise from that Chanel store you were talking about. Video of the smash and grab shows a fire extinguisher being used against an officer during that crime. And in broad daylight yesterday, a quadruple drive-by shooting took place just 1 block from National Stadium. A man and a woman died as a result. There are 2 other victims in critical.
White House wants to rev up the president's campaign events next year with abortion and reproductive rights set to be a main focus. Peter Doocy is live on the North Lawn at the White House with the latest. Good morning, Peter.
Brett, good morning. The president's age is going to be a focus too, but the campaign thinks they can counter those concerns on the rope line.
That's sort of our secret sauce. President Biden is extremely good and is an excellent retail politician, and so we're excited to get both him and the vice president out to all of our states. You know, it may be under the guise of an official event when he's going and doing the things, and it's really important that he remains president of the United States.
In a memo, the Biden campaign manager is saying in the first months of 2024, we will continue to scale up our campaign infrastructure so that by the early summer, when we expect voters to be thinking about the election more, our campaign is operating at full steam. On the issues, Biden and Harris plan to warn voters that they think a second Trump term could bring an abortion ban and could mean the end of democracy. But